Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to break down three essential concepts in tech that will help you monitor your system. So those are metrics, logs and traces. But don't worry, we'll try to make this as simple as possible using Cricut as our guide. So if you ever wanted to know how these tools work together or how these are different from each other, this video is for you. Let's start with metrics. Imagine you're watching a cricket match. The first thing you do is check the scoreboard, right? It tells you the bigger picture, like how many runs the team has scored, how many wickets they have lost, or how many overs are left. In tech, metrics are the same. They give you a quick overview of your system's health. For example, how fast is your website loading? Or maybe how many users are active? Or even how much memory is being consumed. So metric provides you the high level numbers so that you can quickly spot if something is off. Like if your website usually loads in 2 seconds but suddenly it takes 10 seconds. So that's a problem you'd want to look into, right? So that is what metrics tells you. But remember, just like a scoreboard doesn't tell you why a team is winning or losing, metrics doesn't explain why something is wrong. They just gives you the basic stat. So now coming to the next important topic, which is logs. If metrics are like the scoreboard, logs are like the ball by ball commentary you hear during a match. So in cricket, what happens is the commentator, they tell you exactly what is happening in a match. Like the bowler runs in, bowls a short ball and it hits for a four. So this is what they do, right? So in tech world, the logs work in a similar way. They give a detailed record of everything that is happening in your system, step by step. So if something goes wrong, like your website crashes, so the logs will tell you exactly when it happened and what happened and when it happened and what led up to it. For example, you may have a log saying at 2:30 p.m. an error occurred in the database connection, so the request failed. So it's like hearing the commentary say like the batsman hit the ball and it's a catch out. So logs help you troubleshoot by giving you the context. They won't always tell you everything that's happening, but they give you enough detail to figure out what went wrong. Let's talk about traces. Now, if you're watching a cricket match and something crucial happens, like a close catch or a possible run out, the umpire might ask for a review or a replay, right? So this lets them watch the entire sequence of events as they happen from every angle and then to make the right call. In tech world, traces are like that review. A trace lets you see the full journey of a request in your system from the start to the finish. For example, when a user makes a purchase on your website, the trace shows you every step of that process. From when they click the buy button to when the payment was processed and to when the confirmation page was shown. So if there is a delay or error, traces tells you that to follow the exact same path and see where things went wrong. It's like watching a replay of the cricket ball to understand where a fielder made an error or where a player's foot was when they got out. So if I had to tell you how they are actually implemented in real world system, it would take another video. But to summarize it, I may say it like in say if we have a big app like Facebook or Netflix or any such example you take, they have multiple servers running. So there is an entire microservice based architecture where there are multiple servers running with databases and a lot of things in between. So what the metrics is like, it monitors all those servers along with the databases and every other servers running, and it gives you the request response like API response times, then apart from that the CPU usage, network bandwidth usage, etc. All of those relate to all the servers running. So that is your metrics, which give you a snapshot of all the servers and their health and performance metrics. Then coming to the logs, for each application you do console.log, right, or even print statement. So those are the logs which are stored in application. We use some frameworks or there is libraries to like log, but those are like statements which you print after each line. Okay, this line was executed. If there is an exception, then print okay, this was the exception and then due to the error the response or the request failed. So that is what is log. Like there are simple plain print statement which prints some text which can be stored in any type of file. That is the case. And when it comes to traces is a whole different thing. So as you know, the traces gives you the end-to-end path. So it's like, okay, the user request started from the front end, then from the front end, and back it, like if it's a checkout page, so it the request got to the maybe the orders page, and then it went to the products page, it updated the product quantity, then the payment request was made, so it went to the payment application, and from there it went to the database, updated the details, and then came back from there. So the entire request flow from the front end to the back end to the database and then back is the entire tracing. So yeah, that is it. I hope you find this video helpful, and let me know if you had any doubts. I'll like try to answer them up in the comments.